Casablanca here to do a thought/impressions of One Piece chapter 764. This chapter was another great chapter. Continuously, One Piece is putting out amazing chapters. Now, so the speculation that Corazon gave Law the immortality from the Opie no Mi is now crushed because Corazon now has a devil fruit. Has always had a devil fruit that silenced. Pretty much made silence. I don't know what the exact limits to this, or if there's a lot of things that could be done with this ability. There's probably ways to expand upon it, but since Corazon's basically, he gets killed at some point. It's been said in the past that Doflamingo kills him, and this also makes more sense because Doflamingo kills him, not he saved Law and then died. So the theory was a little confusing, and this shows that confusion was enough to speculate upon, to say that enough evidence to prove it wrong. And another thing that was interesting about this chapter was what Corazon said about the Will of D, that they're a clan of people who are said to be the enemies of God. And then he refers to the the celestial dragons, which are considered gods in this. Well, that's what he was saying, but he could be referring to that, he could be referring to other things. I think it makes sense that it's the celestial dragons, but there's many other things he could be pointing to. But basically, what I think it's coming at is anyone who anyone who has power that is not using it correctly. No. It could be interpreted in 1,000 ways. I can't think of exactly what I'm trying to say. I apologize. But yeah. And then he says, Corazon is shown to be a Marine and was talking to Son Goku. Well, associated with the Marines, not a Marine. Well, he is a Marine, but not right now. But he is still associated with them. He was talking to Son Goku. And yeah, the unveiling of a little bit of the Will of D was interesting. There was another point that was made about all the old ones say they will cause another storm. So it's interesting. I'm pretty sure it's gonna have to do with something that happened at the Void Century. So, but that'll all come at time. I'm actually surprised anything was said at this point about it, but that is really cool that we got another insight to it. And so Corazon is basically sticking with the executive because they know sticking with the family because he knows how evil Doflamingo is. So he basically is just trying to keep him from literally destroying everything. And he doesn't want Law to become a monster or anything. And then he basically at the end of the chapter tries to find a cure, but he can't for Law because all the hospitals are thinking the amber lead poisoning is contagious and they can all die from it, and then they call the world government every single time. And I think it said 17 times. I'm actually surprised that they didn't start going predicting to the next closest hospitals and sending Marines there. But yeah. And Corazon got pissed at every single hospital and started knocking doctors out whenever they said that, or people out. And that was pretty interesting. And then how Corazon reacted to what he was doing to Law and felt bad that he was just reminding him of his past, and that Law stabbing him with a knife didn't even hurt compared to what Law feels, and it may have not hurt at all. But yeah. But he also burns himself every day, so he may not have any feeling left at all. But that does make sense, and I think that's everything. The chapter ends off with Dolphy having a report. Now, I'm not positive, but I'm thinking that this report is Doflamingo saying he's found a cure for Law's illness and he wants them to return. That's my guess. Some people are saying that he found out that Dolphy was a traitor, but I'm thinking Doflamingo found the Opie no Mi and basically wants them to return so he can basically cure Law. And what his real plan is to use Law to heal and to make him immortal, is what my guess is. But yeah. Alright. Thanks guys. Rate, comment, subscribe. I'll see you later.